Do you remember the Mandalorian series and now Boba Fett, which were filmed on such big screens? These screens allow you to put characters in different locations, for example, to another planet or in spaceships, anywhere. So today we'll repeat almost the same, but at home. I'm gonna also show you various cinematography techniques, including camera movement. Everything is budget friendly, everything is practical, so just the way you like it. My name is Arthur Weiner, this is the Movavi vlog, and let's go! And you are probably thinking right now, how can I repeat such a huge screen at home? Well, of course, we won't have such a huge screen, it's basically impossible. It will be something smaller. I won't say what it is right now, so just watch the video. We used a laptop screen and also an RGB light. In your case, it may be a TV, for example, but just keep in mind that the higher the resolution of your screen and the more color accurate the screen is, the better for the video, simply because it will be more realistic. And what did I do? I found several stock videos, something related to fire, some kind of a flame, a circle with fire, maybe something more abstract, some kind of space, some red ink, some water flows. Basically different atmospheres for different styles. Then we completely turned off the light so that it's totally dark, only the monitor is turned on. Then take an RGB light and make it preferably the same color of this atmosphere to create an even greater immersion effect of this object in this atmosphere. I took a few objects, and in this particular case, I recommend you to use objects with mirror surfaces. For example, a glass bottle, because we'll literally see the reflection of the video from the monitor and a greater immersive experience is created. And the monitor can be set up in different ways, as it is, horizontally, or you can rotate the laptop so that the monitor is vertical and film such reflections on the object itself. You can literally put the camera on a tripod and shoot how the background is licking from behind, or you can take the light in your hands and bring this object out of the dark into the light as if everything is moving around there. I also downloaded such a background where there is a circle of fire, and as the statuette also has such a hole in the center, I made them the same size, aligned them, and created a cool illusion as if this hole glows with such a flame. We also added light movements with the help of the RGB light. You can hold it in front of the camera and make such a transition into the light. We also put a statuette on top of the same fire circle, and it seems to glow from the bottom with such a flame too. We made an angle from above, we made a side angle, also using the same fire circle. We put a statuette on it, but just be careful here, don't scratch the screen, and it seems to glow with the flames too. It also looks great when we have some kind of an abstract background where something explodes from the center. We put a glass, throw an effervescent pill in there, and watch how it makes an effect of everything scattering around. Bring the mirror surface of an object very close to the lens and point the light directly on this object. Move this object, make a transition to the screen, change the focus to the monitor, and you will get some interesting illusions. And in the case with the glass, I want to add a digital animation. To make this in the Movavi video editor, we go to All Tools section, Video Editing, and find the animation. Here we click Add Animation, and in general, you can choose one of the templates in the Easy section. Try to drag and something may work out, but if you want to make your own animation more precise, then go to the Advanced section, click Add Animation, and you will have 2 points. Drag one point to the very beginning and the other point to the very end. Click 2 times on the first or second point, and you will have such a frame in the preview window. You can expand this frame. By this, you will make your video bigger. Now you're like zooming it forward. Moving the video, axis will appear, and we need it in the center, somehow like this. And now when you turn on the video, you will notice that we have a smooth forward animation or backward, depending on what you need. Also, in the Movavi video editor, I advise you to swoop transitions between some shots. For example, there are interesting transitions in the wipe or offset or blur sections because we're filming something abstract, and in this context, digital transitions can be very useful. Finding reliable and affordable software for work and creativity has been made easier because the Movavi developers have combined everything you might need in the handy ecosystem of Movavi Unlimited. Movavi Unlimited is the unique annual plan that includes the best from Movavi in one intuitive platform. There are tools for video editing, photo retouching, screen recording apps, and a set of utilities for work and study. On top of this, Movavi Unlimited gives you the 1-year access to all the effects that the Movavi Effects Store has to offer. That means Movavi Unlimited will help you maintain your social media, get projects on the go, and make your creative ideas come true. Unlike professional software, Movavi Unlimited is accessible for many users. Its annual subscription plan includes 10 programs and a huge collection of effects at the price of just one app. And the best thing is that you won't need a top-of-the-line computer to make the platform run smoothly. Feel free to use our coupon VLOG15 to get 15% off Movavi Unlimited or any other Movavi product. And if you've already made up your mind, just click on the link below to access the special deal page. The next idea will help you to create the illusion of an anamorphic lens. What is an anamorphic lens really? It very briefly compresses the picture to nearly a square, then digitally we stretch this picture out, we get such a narrow cinematic format, and at the same time the effect of such a horizontal flare is created when we point the light directly to the camera. It looks very cinematic, but you don't have to use such a lens to get this effect. You can use a regular fission wire. Take the fission wire, take the duct tape, pull it on the lens. It is very important that it goes right in the center of the lens. Glue it firmly and start shooting. It looks very cool even if you take a regular smartphone flashlight. The main thing is that the light source should be direct, not diffuse somehow. Of course, there will also be a small effect from diffuse light, but the more direct the light source is, the clearer the glare will be. You can take an RGB light or even several lights. You can just film the sun, there will also be the same flare. In general, it looks very cool and creates the illusion of something surreal, as if you're shooting some kind of a world that is somewhere in outer space, not here. Because the eye does not catch such flares. If you film sci-fi movies, something surreal, note it. And by the way, in the Movavi video editor, you can go to the filter section and there are cool bokeh butterflies, stars, flowers. Try to drag some of these filters above this effect and you may get something very unusual and interesting. The following idea will also help you create the effect of something not from our world, but this effect can only be done with cameras with removable lenses. This technique is called lens whacking. That means that we take off the lens and hold it almost closely to the camera, and at the same time we slightly move this lens sometimes. And we get such weird reflections, glares, some kind of distortions. It looks cool if you want to express, for example, that your character in the shot is dreaming about something or create the illusion of some other world yet again. Since in this case everything looks so smooth flowing, I advise you to hide the rough cuts. This can be done by going to the transition section and also play around, drag some different options to hide the rough cuts. The quality of a camera work largely depends on the correct movement of the camera, so let's take a look at a few techniques, budget, practical, but cool camera movements. The first technique may seem very obvious, but for some reason only few people use it. How to make a linear motion of the camera as with a slider. You can take a towel, put the camera on this towel and pull. But if there is nothing near at hand, you can use 3 fingers of this hand, well, or this hand, as it is more convenient for you. It works just fine and no towel is needed. It is very convenient when you have an object on the table and you need to reach this object. It works so good. If you don't have a tripod that can make a smooth camera movement, a smooth tilt, a smooth pan, then here you are, a bar stool. You put the camera on the bar stool and wheel it. You get almost the same thing. There is also a camera movement that looks cool all the time. It's often used by Guy Ritchie, movement in tandem with a person or with some object. For example, you can take a jug, stick a camera to this jug, some person comes up, takes a jug, and we see how water is poured from this jug. And it looks like we fly with this jug. Similarly, you can attach the camera to the door, and when someone opens the door, a cool movement is made. And it's the same with the window. You can use the window as a kind of a slider, point the camera up, down, and get such smooth rides. In addition to this, you can use a basketball ball. A ball, any ball basically, and you're probably thinking why, how to put the camera on the ball. Look, take the ball, put the camera on top, and get an arc-wise movement. For example, someone picks up the phone, throws the phone to the other hand, the camera follows this movement. Or some object is lying on the table, you also lift the camera up and now you get a smooth movement in an arc. Otherwise, it will be quite problematic to repeat the same movement when, for example, you have a camera just in your hands. The next movement is a falling camera, but it is more relevant for the transition. Look, someone is walking, hitting, for example, a ball on the table, and at that moment, you drop the camera down. But just be careful, it's better to lay down something soft on the floor. So we throw the camera in the first shot, we get the movement along with the object, and in the second shot we fly out, for example, from behind the wall and get such a change of directions. It breaks the brain a little bit and looks very creative. Again, in the Movavi video editor, do not forget to make some kind of a transition to hide this rough cut. Always pleased to hear what results you get, what ideas you have already used, and what ideas you still have. Write down in the comments. Also, push the like button if this video was helpful to you, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet, and see you in the next video.